it's one of my very first, I think, first or second videos. It's all the way down at the very end of my videos. It's one of my older videos, one of my first or second videos that I did, the Harry Potter versus the Bible, and I did a lot more similarities on that. I mean, there's a lot more. You know, it's like, I'm trying to think of some of the other ones, but there's many others. So I mean, it's just, I don't know, it agitates me, because it's like they'll say AC/DC. They'll say that's of the devil. Well, let me tell you something. I'm 31 years old. I've listened to AC/DC for years, for at least 10 years. I'm still mentally sane. I'm still, nothing wrong with my mind. I'm not possessed. I'm not polluted. Okay? So I mean, come on, people. I mean, they don't need to run their mouth until they can actually prove what they're talking about. And see, I would say that the Harry Potter movie, you know, I would say that it would be bad if kids were actually out here doing these spells and doing this witchcraft and stuff, but it's just a fairy tale. It's just a fantasy story. I mean, kids ain't going out here doing this witchcraft, trying to kill other people, trying to hurt other people, you know. And the spells are just phony and fake and made up anyways, you know what I mean? They're not actual, real witchcraft spells. So, it's just a story. But you're always going to have someone, whether if it be, you know, a religious buff or whoever, it's going to take fun away from somebody else. If they enjoy reading the Harry Potter series and they like it, and it does not harm them in any way, which I've read the whole series, and I'm still fine, you know, then why does it matter? You know? Now, if it's causing people a problem and people are getting possessed by reading it, then I would say, okay, then you've got a problem. It was like, let me give you an example. You can find this DVD on, you can find this video on YouTube. Okay, one of the actors that played in the Harry Potter movie, which is Hermione Granger, Emma Watson, a fan of hers, or I guess the Fundamentalist Baptist Church, or some organization, or a friend, or a fan, I don't know exactly the whole story, but anyway, they sent her a bunch of Bibles and said that she needed guidance because of the same theory that I'm talking about. They hear that, you know, these religious people, these Christian people, they hear the word witchcraft and wizardry, and they automatically assume that it's of the devil. And they don't want nothing to do with it. Well, let me tell you something. Just because you believe in God, you go to church, you call yourself a Christian person, reading something, watching a movie, it's not wrong. You're not going to die and go to hell because you watch a movie that says it's got witchcraft and wizardry in it. Knowledge is free. So, if you really want to know if it's witchcraft and wizardry, watch it. You have that right to knowledge. You know, God's not going to punish you for wanting to learn something. That's like if I say I'm of the Protestant religion and not Catholic, but I want to go and I want to study the Catholic religion, or I want to study Buddhism. I have that right to study it. It doesn't mean that I'm going to believe it, but I can study it to get some insight of what they believe, what they think. You know what I mean? And the knowledge is free. So, you know, instead of sitting there running your mouth about something that, oh, this is bad, it's witchcraft, it's wizardry. Well, I look at it like this: until you actually know for a fact that it's wrong and it's bad and it's polluting people's minds, then I think you need to keep your damn yap shut. Because, you know, They want to destroy a good thing that people like. I mean, Harry Potter's loved all over the world, and he probably still will be for many years. You know, it's just, I think is what it is. My opinion is that most of the Christian people are jealous of the Harry Potter series because it wasn't them. It wasn't something that they wanted. So what? You don't approve of it. So, I mean, it was also like at my church. You know, I've got piercings, as you can see. Well, they don't like it if you have piercings. They tell you it's wrong and it's an abomination. Well, I look at it like this. If God don't want me to have them, He will condemn me. He will let me know. You know, nobody in the church they don't approve of it in the church. So what? I don't care. You know, they're not the ones, the church people ain't the ones to run my life and tell me what to do. You know, if God don't want me to have them, He will condemn me. He will tell me. You know, it's just they try to dramatize too much of the stuff. They try to dramatize it. It's like, I've seen people that's went up in the church, they've went up there, they said they've gotten saved, and they come up and they start screaming, shouting, you know, ooh, ooh, start screaming like something miraculous just happened. Well, I didn't have to do that because nothing miraculous happened to me. Yes, I mean, I felt better after I, you know, confessed, or after I, you know, got saved. I felt better. I just felt like a burden had been lifted. But I didn't feel anything miraculous, like something entered into my soul or something entered inside of me. But, and it's just that they dramatize it too much. They make it think like, you know, if you've got the Holy Ghost, you've got to get up and you've got to jump around, you've got to shake, you've got to do all this. Well, let me tell you what. It's too much dramatized. I mean, you can have the Holy Ghost, and you don't have to get up and jump around. I think they do that just to draw attention to themselves, you know. But like I said, you know, this is my video on my religious theory of what I think. I mean, how can Adam and Eve, you know, like I said at the beginning, how can Adam and Eve be the first man and woman when the dinosaurs were millions of years before them? You know, where do cavemen come in at? About 1,000 years after the dinosaurs, because there is a such thing called a Homo sapien. I'm not saying I believe in evolution. I'm not saying that we come from monkeys or whatever. I'm not saying that. But there was cavemen. There was Homo sapien, Homo erectus, Homo erectus, and it went on down the line. So, you know, how do you explain this? You know, come on, you know. It just a lot of the theories, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, you know, I don't know, I'm appalled by that. It's just, I don't know. Alice, you know, and I've got a lot of Harry Potter stuff, a lot. I mean, I've got one of the books right here with me, this one, Beetle the Bard, the Deathly Hallows. I mean, I've got, as you can see on my wall over here, I've got posters of Harry Potter. They're not going to show up too good, but I've got posters of them. I mean, it's just bull. I think too, a lot of times it's just that the people in the church, the Christian people, whatever, religious buffs, preachers, whatever, they just want to say stuff like that just to get something for somebody to talk about, just to try to make themselves look good, that they're doing their job as a preacher, that they're, you know, they're doing their job as a Christian person. You know, just something for them to aggravate somebody else about so that they can, you know, get a war started, you know. I mean, like I said, I look at it like this. If it's not causing a problem and it's not hurting anyone, then why does it matter? You know. Yes, I mean, I can see if it's very bad and it's a bad thing and it's a wrong thing, then yes, you know, say something about it. But if it's a good thing, or it's not hurting anyone, then why does it matter, you know?